Oscar Isaac to voice Jesus Christ in faith-based animated movie The King of Kings. All right, what do we have next right here? Yes, I am really eager to hear what you have to say about this next topic, especially with your belief and your faith as well as mine and what we share. Now, to be honest with you, some people get offended when it comes to faith-based films if you say that they're not the best. I know I have gotten a few of those comments before.
They have
Um,
a bad track record.
yeah, they
Let's be
aren't.
honest.
Yeah, the quality sometimes is not the best. It's not where it needs to be. But those are in live action films. They're low budget. Acting is not the best. I remember having this conversation with my mom. It's all about the message is always fire. Always
Sure.
fire. I remember one of them, Black Family. It was something called a prayer, something about a prayer closet. And she had a
Oh, War Room.
yes. I love the message, but the acting was but anyway, this
That
is
that's actually a passion of mine as an actor in this space. Like, I something I really am passionate about is making better faith-based films. And actually, I would like to make edgier faith-based films because life is messy and Jesus will take your mess and all of it. So I would like to see more gritty faith-based films. Um, yeah,
did you see
yeah.
I'm confident you're gonna say yes, but you see the Left Behind series from the 90s?
The sun has come and you've been left behind. Yes, I did. Scared
I
the life out of me. My sister would leave clothes around the house trying to scare me into
oh,
thinking
that is
I
mess.
done been left behind.
That is mess. I saw them in elementary. I own them on downstairs on VHS, but I don't remember them at all. But yeah, I'm all up
No,
for it.
no, but like on that note, and I know this is like a tangent, but there I can't find it and I need to find it. Somebody attempted to do a really horror based indie film based on The Left Behind, and it was like a horror film.
Mm.
It wasn't trying to be nice. It wasn't trying to be all cute. But it was a faith-based film. But they're like, let's talk about how really scary this seems. And I need to find the name of it because I'm like, that's what I want. I want faith-based films. I'm not going to say like The Boys. I'm not going to go that far. But I'm just saying I want something more gritty and realistic.
Okay.
Um, I don't mind a little language because guess what? That's real. The cutest thing that ever happened, this is a sidebar, is I was at this church thing, this missionary thing, like in LA, and it was kind of the Skid Row area, and the pastor was preaching, and this guy got up and he's like, "That's the MF and truth right there."
Oh, wow.
But you
Wow.
know what? But you know what? His heart was in the right place.
Yes.
Just
Yes.
because you don't have all the manners and dotting your I's and crossing your T's doesn't mean that you're and his heart was in the right place. And it made my heart smile because I'm like, you know what, brother? That's all right. Like,
I love
that's
this.
okay.
I love that. I would have died laughing if I was there. But this is topic number two, coming from the Hollywood Reporter as well. And they say Oscar Isaac to voice Jesus Christ in faith-based animated movie The King of Kings. They have the exclusive. Forrest Whitaker has also joined the voice cast of the feature film from Mofac Animation. Oscar Isaac has signed on to portray Jesus Christ in The King of Kings, the animated family film being made by the South Korean based animation house. At the same time, Forrest Whitaker has been tapped to give voice to the Apostle Peter. Duo joined a growing A-list voice cast that includes Kenneth Branagh, I like, Uma Thurman, okay, and Jojo Rabbit actor Roman Griffin Davis. Sung Ho Jae Jang, known as a visual effects pioneer in Korea, is directing King of Kings, while Aferni Kim, the last
Not
night's John Wick
Anthony.
2, is producing. Interesting. The faith-based feature is very loosely inspired by the life of our Lord, a little-known Charles Dickens short story that was published posthumously and that depicted the life and time of Jesus. The script by Jang and Robert Edwards. And and that's a lot. Oh, sees Charles and Walter Dickens, voiced by Brandon and Davis, respectively, embarking on a multi-dimensional adventure as the master storyteller, engaging his youngest son's vivid imagination with the fascinating life of Jesus, his well-known trials and tribulations, and his noble colleagues and foes. The producers hope to have Dickens' duo, as well as the family cat named Willa, immersed in the ancient tale, interacting with Jesus, his disciples, and detractors in an effort to make the biblical journey easily relatable, readily understood, and captivating, entertaining for families and especially children of all ages. A film capturing the epic life of Jesus Christ warrants a stellar cast, and our actors announced to date Oscar Isaac, Forrest Whitaker, Kenneth Branagh, Uma Thurman, Roman Griffin Davis is an impressive by any measure, says producer Afrani Kim. Oscar perfectly captures the impactful delivery of Jesus, and Forrest imperfectly embodies the complicated aspects of Peter. Miss Kimberly, how does this sound to you so far? Is it something that gets you excited that you'll see opening weekend? Have you, I mean, what do you think about the cast? Or is this something like, I'll just see it whenever I see it, when it comes to streaming? Where you at, man? Where you at?
Look, one of the coolest conversations I ever had, I don't just have friends of just my own faith. I got a lot of friends of different faiths, and atheist friend of mine was saying how one of their favorite movies as a kid was The Prince of Egypt,
Mm.
and how it made them cry and they didn't know why they were crying.
Wow.
And to this day, they're like, the quality, the music, the story, the animation, it just captured them. And to this day, they're still like, that's one of my favorite memories as a kid was The Prince of Egypt. And they're not a believer. And I think that when the stars align and when it's the right cast, when it's the right director, when the creativity and vision and even the bravery to step outside the box, it can be great. Because remember, I think Moses was voiced by Val Kilmer. Miriam was voiced by Sandra Bullock. Like Prince of Egypt was fantastic. And to this day, people of all faiths are like, oh my gosh, that soundtrack, I loved it. Hashima, Hashima. Like that's ingrained in a lot of kids as no matter what their faith was, just a film that they liked. And so I think on I have two sides. Obviously, as a film lover and a cinema lover and an actor, I want to see good quality. I obviously want to see good quality. I want a great soundtrack. I think it's wonderful when you can get some big names, but it's what they bring to the table. Uma Thurman's an interesting choice, but let's see what she brings to the table. Look, Oscar Isaac, when he did Miguel O'Hara, love, 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 love. Loved the voiceover of Miguel O'Hara and Across the Spider Verse. Yes, it
Mm.
was. His voice was. It was commanding, but it was slightly compassionate, but it was a little bit threatening and a little bit like intimidating, but also getting all the Spider-Man together. His voice, it was just like such a leader. Like the voice of Miguel O'Hara was so entertaining for me, and that's really what Jesus is. Whether you believe he's the savior or not, he's still a historical figure. And so, no matter where you're coming at in terms of your faith, you can still engage in the story. And
Mhm.
I think a child's imagination, it sounds like they're going to do this kind of like that old McGee and Me, like Bible stories show for a lot of Sunday school kids might remember McGee and Me, where it was
Yeah.
like the characters like traveled back and was like, do stuff with Jesus, or like they'd be right there and be like, there's Zacchaeus in the tree,
Mm.
like I like the idea of the characters interacting, because you have to be childlike. You have to see the world and the stories of Jesus through a child's eyes. And so I like where they're coming from with this. I think it's creative, and hey, if they have that magic, it could be something like Prince of Egypt is to a lot of kids, no matter what their faith. I have Jewish friends that are like, I love Prince of Egypt, So I think the story of Jesus can reach everybody, no matter what your background is. So I'm excited about it. It sounds precious. It sounds adorable, and we need some more content for kids. That's truly for kids. It's fun, like Despicable Me. Like it's fun when there's something for the adults. Like that's great, but sometimes that can get lost on a kid. So I really hope this is a project that a kid can just let their imagination go and can and the the Christian side of me is like, I hope they connect with Christ. I hope they have a connection and be like, wow, who is this man? Oh my gosh, forgiveness. That sounds cool. I want to learn more. So film wise, faith wise, it sounds like they're headed in the right direction. So yeah.
Yeah, I feel you. Thank you. I pretty much could guess that's how you would feel about it, and I'm loving all that over here. I'm excited about it as well. I think yeah, Baby Tashura brought up. I actually like the Book of Clarence. I was trying to think about the last faith-based film that I saw in theaters, and I enjoyed that one. It's about 50-50 to me, and I'm confident in this. I was trying to look up Mofac Animations just to kind of see what they've done in the past, see if
Mhm.
they, you know, made it authentic or whitewashed or watered down or whatever. But I'm not sure. But as I'm reading this news and receiving it and hearing all of your passion, I'm feeling really good about it. I really am. And when I say 50-50, I'm just thinking about, I mean, we talked about War Room. I really wasn't feeling that one. But everybody liked the Passion of Christ, but that was
Sure. But that was, I love that that was edgy, that was incredibly violent.
yeah.
And that's something as a movie lover that I really loved about the Passion of the Christ. That I'm like, show all the skin being ripped. Show everything. That's how you feel it. I have a beef. I don't have a beef to pick with Christian film, but I feel like I want to speak to Christian filmmakers as a whole and say, let's get the courage to step outside the box. Let's go a little bit further. Let's get the courage to get some actors that move you
Yeah.
in terms of their acting. Let's get someone who their monologue, no matter where it's from, moves you. Let's get some commanding presence. We need better actors. Um, we need to kind of be edgier as faith. That's my goal as a creative in this space. Is I want to make edgy um, faith-based films. You know, the
Yeah.
film with Mark Wahlberg, Father. Oh shoot, he played a priest. He played a Catholic priest, but it wasn't really a Catholic priest. He was like kind of a drunk and kind of a loser, and he, some like the church like kind of took him by the hand and said, "Okay, like let's help this guy." And he ended up doing all these good deeds. But I liked it because the character was like a drunk. Like he was hitting on girls and like it just was real.
Mhm.
Like let's be real. Like come
Yeah.
on, faith base. Let's step it up.
I was gonna say, I did not like Exodus Gods and Kings. Um, I thought
Uh, ugh.
I thought that was awful. And I know this is not animation, but what was the one with Noah? I forgot what it was
See,
called.
there's a problem.
Was it
This
called
is
Noah?
it was
Is this it?
one with Russell Crowe.
Yeah, is this it? Is this I think this is it. I can't,
Um, that was oh yeah, that was horrible. Here's the thing: there's two ways to do it that faith-based films are done, and this is actually I love that you're bringing this up. There's when actual believers like Devon Franklin, like he's a great producer in Hollywood. You know, he's married to Megan Good. You know, he's coming from it from as a Christian, going, I want to invest in better Christian films. Mel Gibson, as troubled as he is, but I'm sorry, but Jesus came for the sick. So, more power to him. He did it because it was a personal faith based reason. Even Martin Scorsese, when he, not only The Last Temptation of Christ, but Silence with Liam Neeson and Andrew Garfield and Adam Driver. That was a faith journey. He said, Martin Scorsese, guys, he said it had to do with his faith. It was very personal. It took him 30 years to make because he said he had to evolve in his faith before he could really make it. So you have Hollywood people that have a faith based reason for creating, but then you look at films like Noah that are ridiculous, where they go, ha ha ha. They don't care anything about faith, and they go, watch this. These idiot Christians, they're going to flock to the movie and give us their money just because it's faith based. It doesn't need to be accurate. It doesn't need to be good. I don't even need to get people that look like the culture. Ha ha ha. Let's just take
Yeah,
their
it
money.
was awful.
So
Let me
there's two schools of thought. Yeah.
I know we're spending a lot of time on this, but stuff keeps popping up. How do you feel about loosely faith-based that is kind of like a comedy, like Bruce Almighty with, Morgan Freeman and Jim Carrey? You know,
I'm
I
fine with it.
okay, I like
If you think that God doesn't laugh, if you think that God doesn't understand how we think of our situations and trials, and sometimes all we can do is laugh, or sometimes the lens through which we see our life, it's like comedy. Or it's really dark. It's really really dark. I don't mind it at all.
mhm,
I don't mind a film that's a lot like the Book of Job. You know, I would love to, in my head, I'd love to see like Bob Odenkirk play Job in a modern retelling of the story,
yeah,
in a very dark indie film way, dark and violent and gritty. I
okay.
think it's fine. God created creativity. Like, let's go. Like, but this Noah was horrible.
Yeah, it was.
Noah was horrible.
Yeah. I remember
Boo.
I went off on a tangent, when I left the screening. You know, they have those the reps, the studio reps. "Hey, what you think about"
Yeah.
I was like, "Blah, blah, 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 blah." She was like, you know, I
You went
remember
off. You went off.
I
Yeah, I do too.
that one and
I do
Exodus.
too.
But, yeah, guys, let us know. We talked about a little bit of everything, but let us know what your thoughts are in the comment section below, whether you're watching it via live or the replay. Are you excited about this, believer or non-believer? Let's be respectful. Are you excited about the cast and how just your general consensus on faith-based films as a whole? Because there's so many different ways that you can tackle them, as Kimberly lovely laid out. Link is in the description box below.